All right. Hey guys, Eric for Bandit Fitness here, and today we're gonna go over the East Hampton Functional Trainer by Hudson Steel. This small, compact functional trainer is a perfect addition for any home gym or even in some commercial settings as well. We're gonna go over the fit and finish, build quality, the attachments, and how to go over and do some of your favorite exercises. So stick around. Here we go. First thing that you're probably gonna notice on the East Hampton is it's got 6 pulleys. Give me a minute, we're gonna dive into those in a lot more depth, so bear with me. But this, I will say, is a showstopper of a piece. When it comes to putting it on our showroom, people tend to gravitate towards it. And why do you think that is? Because it looks phenomenal. It's made with 11 gauge steel. The welds are all professionally done. The matte black finish actually really helps all the accents pop. If you look on the back, it's going to give you a little bit of instruction for what you can do with different exercises, and that plays into just the care and the amount of detail that Hudson Steel has put into this. Now, I will say one of my favorite features about the East Hampton Functional Trainer is the footprint. All you need is about a 3 foot by 4 foot space in order for this to fit, which is phenomenal. You have no more excuses. You can put this in your office, in your bedroom, pop it right in the corner. You could probably even find a way to fit this into a community gym or a home gym if you already have one. Shove it right next to the cardio equipment in the squat rack. And that's just a beautiful thing. It's nice to have all of these options in such a compact form. And another thing that they did really well was the bench. The bench is a 6-position bench designed primarily for this machine. And the reason why we say that is it fits all the way inside of the machine, which allows you to work off the front of it and get to all of the handles with relative ease. And if you're ever doing exercises that you don't want to bench for, it's as simple as grabbing the handle, lifting it up, and rolling it off. And now you can work inside again. I can't say enough about the footprint that they put together on this. Having quality equipment that can fit in a small space comfortably is such a benefit for everybody involved. All right, now we're gonna break down what we can do with these pulleys. On the East Hampton, as we said, there's 6 pulleys in 3 different locations: high, middle, low. Start at the top. So what can you do with these high pulleys? Well, the way that they're set up right now makes it really easy to do some isolateral lat pulls. So you can get a good extension at the top, be able to pull down each side individually. These come with attachments that you can also attach both of these together and hook on a lat pull bar. That will give you a little bit more resistance for a little bit heavier of a lat pull. Other fun things you can do from high pulleys, tricep extensions. You can also take these down with the bench, do some ab crunches. One of my favorites is a pullover to really work those lats and the core and the obliques. There's just a lot of versatility up here. Now, we get to these, my T-Rex arms, as I like to call them. These things are awesome. Not only do they pivot all the way in and all the way out, the reason why that's so cool is because that gives you a lot of versatility for what you want to do. When they're in this out position right here, doing seated flies, chest flies is relatively easy. You can also switch them and get a right angle, do seated chest press with a little bit of adjustments on the bench. Incline flies, incline press become real easy. Moving these inside allows you to do a nice close grip row to really work that middle part of the back. For the personal trainers out there, one of the things that I like to do when I was personal training is to hook up the small stick and do some rotations. Those core rotations from functional fitness are such a huge thing that you can add into somebody's workout routine, and it really helps them stay in shape and stay sound right around this area for a long period of time. And last but certainly not least, these low pulleys on the bottom rotate all the way around, which gives you a good reaction so that whenever you're doing a motion down here, the pulleys will snap into the right spot. With these low pulleys, things that can be done relatively easily, you can come in front, we can do deadlifts, we can raise these pulleys up to our shoulders and do squats. One of my personal favorites, and the ladies love this, is with the ankle strap that's an attachment that comes with this, right around the ankle. You have abduction, you have hip adduction, we can do hip flexion and glute kickbacks or leg extensions. Down here is also great for shoulders. Lat raises, Bringing the seat back or bringing the bench back in, you can do seated shoulder presses really easily and get a nice good range of motion under tension when you're doing that as well. One thing I will add is with this bench, and you notice these two foot pads, that makes it relatively easy to get a good brace for any rows that you're doing. So whether you do rows from the bottom, rows from the top, or rows from the middle, using these attached foot pads really gives you the commercial gym feel, as it were. All right, let's talk about weight. The weight stack on the East Hampton goes from 10 to 200 pounds. Fantastic. It's gonna be color coded and the pop pin is nice and orange, so you can't miss it. I will say, the effective ratio for the cables is a 4-to-1 ratio. That means that the 200 pounds is actually going to feel like 50 pounds per hand. Now, most dumbbell sets that we sell go from 5 to 50, and it's a standard weight. If you need more than 50 pounds, I got you. East Hampton has a fun little feature that can connect two of these pulleys together, and then you can put an attachment on the front. This will effectively turn that cable ratio from a 4-to-1 to a 2-to-1. And with that 2-to-1 ratio, you're getting 100 pounds of resistance from each pull. Let's talk about attachments. So the East Hampton is going to come with a bunch of additional attachments to help you get the most out of this machine. Starting with extension chains. Extension chains are a great addition for if you ever run into something where the travel bottoms out or you don't have enough travel, you can attach these to the ends of the pulleys and get a little bit more movement. It also helps if you want to do anything off of the machine. So get a little bit of motion away from the machine, you can attach this and get that extra travel. I had mentioned this one before, but it's the connection plate. So you can hook two pulleys into these holes and then attach something like, lat pull. And now you have the ability to do a heavier lat pull to give you more resistance going through that exercise. A staple of functional trainers is the double swivel bar. This is great. You can hook each of these up to one of the pulleys, and then you can actually go through presses, pulls, overhead presses, upright pulls, or even bent over rows and get a little bit more of that feel like you would have with a barbell. One of my personal favorites, the sports stick. This thing is great for doing any of the rotations. You can go from low, do high pulls. This is a functional fitness masterpiece. It helps you really get all of that core firing. It keeps your balance. It keeps you emotionally in line and just allows you to really progress with your exercises. The old trusty rope, tricep rope. Good for attaching to the top for tricep extensions. You can also attach it to the middle and do face pulls. You can attach it to the bottom, do bicep curls. Anything that you could ever use a rope for, this was for. Last but certainly not least, the ankle strap. The ankle strap is going to be great. It's going to be something that we're going to use for all of the hip abduction and adduction on the bottom. You can also technically slap these on your wrists and do any like shoulder rehab stuff from any of the other pulleys that you have the access to. Another beautiful thing about this machine is that it comes with a little bit of storage to keep all of your accessories right where you're supposed to be. All right, who's the East Hampton for? Well, it's basically for everybody. Whether you're trying to increase your functional fitness for playing with your kids or grandkids, you live a sedentary life and you're trying to get a little bit more active, or even the people that don't have a lot of space at home and are trying to stay on top of their fitness goals. Now, maybe I could suggest that one type of person, if you pull heavy, this might not be the machine for you, but for everybody else, the East Hampton Functional Trainer is definitely worth considering. Well, thanks for your time today. I know we hit you with a lot with the East Hampton Functional Trainer, but we are down in the Tampa Bay area and welcome everybody to come in our showroom and give this little beast a try. If you did enjoy this video and you got something out of it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the page for more content coming your way. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. We will do our best to actually respond to you and get those answers to you. And like always, train hard.